Behind every creaking door, every mysterious shadow hides a world that no one wants to talk about. But it gets caught on camera anyway. So stay tuned for 30 insane moments of pure horror that left everyone on edge. Haunted dolls are already scary, but for Enrique Gross from Brazil, they're a passion. He's been collecting creepy dolls for years, saying the scarier, the better. But one doll he found at an antique shop recently may have gone too far. For 2 nights, Enrique, who lives alone, heard strange noises coming from his doll room. So, one night, he grabbed his phone and started recording. What he captured looked like a horror movie, something dark peeked out from behind the doll. He ran out and stayed at a friend's place, but the doll was still sitting there the next morning, waiting. Unforgettable night. One intense night, a man began recording after sensing something unusual in his home and hearing strange noises. As he searched the kitchen, the lights suddenly turned off, then back on. In the flicker, a shadow appeared, revealing what looked like a woman in an old, heavy dress. But the terror didn't end there. Later, from a small window, the camera unknowingly captured a terrifying face staring directly at him. According to followers, this might be one of 2 demons said to haunt his house and business for years. Pinata. Everyone at the party was busy with the piñata, laughing and grabbing treats, but no one noticed what was behind them. On the balcony, a pale, creepy figure stood quietly, just watching. It didn't move or speak. It just stared. No one knows who or what it was, but it didn't look human. Maybe it was just a strange neighbor, or maybe it was something far more disturbing. One thing's for sure, this moment won't be forgotten anytime soon. Office terror. Alone in the office late at night, a woman faced something no one ever wants to go through. Everything seemed normal until papers behind her suddenly flew into the air. She turned around, scared and confused, but saw no one. Before she could react, something unseen grabbed her and pulled her across the floor. She screamed, kicked, and fought back, but no one was there to help. The cameras caught it all, and the terrifying part is, whatever took her was completely invisible. Scary woman. A dark entity had completely taken over this woman, turning her into a threat to everyone nearby. Family members somehow wrapped her tightly in cloth and taped it to keep her from hurting others. A female scholar was then called for help, but her condition was so extreme, she had forgotten who she was. Fixing her won't be easy. Possessed woman.
You are not strong. No, you are not stronger than me.
This woman was badly possessed, and things were getting worse. A priest was called from the church to help her, but whatever was inside her wasn't ready to leave so easily. It had full control over her, and at one point, she became wild and angry. Others quickly held her down, while the priest kept saying his prayers without stopping. The thing inside her spoke in a strange and creepy voice. No one could understand what it meant, and as for how it all ended, no one really knows. Satanic ritual. This boy had been involved in satanic rituals for a long time, but this time, things went out of control. He set everything up, hoping to connect with Satan, but what happened was not what he expected. The candles around him suddenly went in different directions. The lights started turning on and off by themselves. Things in the room began to move on their own. He stood there, scared, watching it all. Then, everything went dark. When the lights finally came back on, the whole place was a mess. It was clear this was a warning, a message telling him, never try this again. Satanic ritual. This boy had been involved in satanic rituals for a long time, but this time, things went out of control. He set everything up, hoping to connect with Satan, but what happened was not what he expected. The candles around him suddenly went in different directions. The lights started turning on and off by themselves. Things in the room began to move on their own. He stood there, scared, watching it all. Then everything went dark. When the lights finally came back on, the whole place was a mess. It was clear this was a warning, a message telling him, never try this again. Scary noise.
Y con tu espíritu.
This happened during a Catholic Mass when a priest who was just about to deliver a homily had to stop. The moment he began, a loud shriek rang out not once, but twice,
Y con tu espíritu.
seemingly warning the priest to stop. Realizing the intensity of the demonic noise, he paused, took a step back, and resumed sometime later. Hallway horror. This strange video has been regularly uploaded to an anonymous dark web account. There are no other videos on the profile, just this one. Every time the eerie humanoid figure appears in front of the camera, he does something bizarre and abruptly cuts the video. People believe he is some sort of maniac who finds peace in disguising his true identity and gradually makes his viewers addicted to his creepy appearances. Elevator mystery. Back in the 90s, at a hotel in Colorado, a woman entered the elevator and everything changed. She looked disturbed, stepped out, then suddenly collapsed in the lobby as if something had taken control. Within seconds, an unseen force dragged her back inside, and that became the last time she was ever seen. Not the right toy. Known as the toy's grandpa, this human-sized doll was trending on TikTok, so one girl decided to bring it home. And as soon as it entered the house, it changed everything. According to the girl, there's always a mysterious shadow moving around the grandpa, and one day she even recorded one of its hand moving. Nobody knows if she threw it or not, but everyone was sure it was possessed. Scary nun. In the middle of a church ceremony, while everyone was focused on prayers, a terrifying nun was captured among the crowd. No one from the ceremony noticed her presence, but a camera did. Later, after the church officials reviewed the footage, they confirmed that it was the spirit of a nun who lost her life there years ago, and her grave is in the church's garden. Ring cam caught. This happened near the Halloween when a woman reported someone strange appearing in front of her door. When she opened the Ring camera footage to confirm who he was S.A., his face came close to the camera, revealing eyes that were fully dark. He stood there for a moment and walked away without a word. It was later revealed he had a mental disorder, but the eerie stare was enough to haunt the homeowner long after. Family jam. A big family was heading to a wedding, and on their way, they had to pass a tunnel. The long road inside the tunnel was quiet, only their cars filled the space. But then, something strange happened. One car suddenly hit the brakes for no reason, and it started the domino effect. One by one, they bumped into each other. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt, but the fun mood took a strange pause. YouTuber encounter. Arab YouTuber Abdullah was exploring the desert alone at night, holding only a flashlight and his camera. He was headed toward an abandoned fortress, one said to be haunted by jinn. Just 2 minutes into the video, something strange happened. As he neared the entrance, a shadowy figure appeared in front of him, captured clearly on camera. Abdullah called out, but no voice answered. Instead of backing off, he fearlessly moved closer, but by the time he reached the spot, the figure had vanished. Some say it was just wind and shadows. Others believe he came face to face with something not from our world. Waking up mystery. This guy set up a camera at night to record what was really happening. His father often woke up, talking to someone no one else could see. He wanted to find out the truth. The footage he captured was terrifying. His father was seen speaking to something invisible, saying strange things. His voice changed, and his body moved oddly as if something had taken over. Some viewers believe he was possessed by a spirit because he really didn't blink. That night left the family very scared and unsure if things would ever feel normal again. You can also say his father was possessed because he really didn't blink. Strange. Scary stunt. During America's Got Talent quarterfinals, stunt duo Ryan Stark and Amberlyn Walker attempted one of their most dangerous tricks. Ryan placed a metal tube down his throat, and Amberlyn climbed up with a flaming arrow and crossbow. The plan? Shoot the arrow into the tube to trigger fireworks. But things went terribly wrong. As she fired, the arrow's wooden notch broke. Instead of hitting the tube, it struck Ryan's neck. He staggered in pain as everyone watched in shock.
Is everything okay? Are you okay? He's okay!
Medics rushed in. Luckily, the arrow missed major arteries. They survived the act, but not the competition. AGT had seen enough.
Amber just shot Ryan, and he needs to go to a hospital now.
Go!
Yes.
No, I'm being serious.
Stream went wrong. While live streaming at an Italian restaurant in Los Angeles, Ice Poseidon was suddenly confronted by a furious man claiming to be the owner and a member of the local Mafia. The man warned him that customers had complained and told him to leave before things got dangerous.
I'm getting about 30 calls about you on my phone, and I'm a gangster. So you better leave here right now before there's trouble for yourself. You understand that? You're the mob over here. You better leave now.
Viewers urged Ice to take the threat seriously, so he quickly exited. But later, curiosity pulled him back. That's when he learned the truth. The man wasn't the owner, just a delivery guy trying to scare him. Turns out, there was no Mafia, no complaints, just a strange, attention-seeking stunt. Satan help. Some people give their all to save a loved one, but in all the wrong ways. Take, for example, this woman who, according to witnesses, sold her soul to the devil to save her husband. As soon as she completed the Satanic prayer, she transformed into something no one could explain. She began shouting strange verses and threatened those present. But surprisingly, as soon as she finished, her husband's condition improved, and he was later discharged from the hospital. Strange figure.
Olha, eu tô vendo ela ali, gente. Isso não pode ser alucinação.
This video comes from Brazil, where a woman shared her disturbing experience. Every night, she would see a strange lady standing silently on a rocky cliff, staring out at the crashing waves for hours. Unsure if it was a supernatural presence or someone in need of help, she finally gathered the courage to approach. She called out to the figure, offering help again and again. But then, without warning, the woman on the cliff suddenly rushed toward her, arms outstretched, as if trying to grab her. Terrified, she turned and ran. Luckily, she escaped, and after that night, she never went back.
Vamos lá. Moça, tá precisando de ajuda, moça? Moça, tá precisando de ajuda? Moça? Ô, moça!
Ritual went wrong. A woman and her son were secretly involved in dark rituals, trying to control a jinn. Things were calm until the son pushed further into the black magic. Suddenly, the door of the room where the jinn was believed to be shattered violently crashed to the side. It didn't look like an ordinary break. It looked like pure rage, as if something powerful was warning them to stop. The video ends right there. What happened next remains a terrifying mystery that no one dares to follow. Creepy encounter. These ghost hunters in Saudi Arabia entered an abandoned building when a dark figure peeked out from a nearby room to receive him. It kept sitting at one side and looked like it was watching the group. The figure didn't move, didn't blink, just kept watching before disappearing in the room, leaving the ghost hunters satisfied and frightened at the same time. Blink and gone. In a small town in Syria, a woman was recording video of her toddler taking the first steps. Everything seemed normal until camera captured a smoky figure behind the baby. Its shape wasn't human. It looked more like a jinn, with an odd form and unnatural movement. What startled her most was that the figure vanished instantly, leaving her with no clue of what just appeared. Locked mystery. This video, leaked from the most controversial account of dark web, has viewers on the edge. It shows a man placing a camera on the floor, along with a tin box, before slowly walking away. Moments later, a woman suddenly runs into frame, trying to grab the tin, and bam! A chain holds her back. The video cuts there, but it makes it clear that the poor woman was kept captive. Elevator chaos. A security guard was working his night shift in an office building when something strange happened. As he approached the elevator, the display began rapidly flashing numbers from 1 to 56 over and over again. No one was inside. When the elevator finally reached the ground floor, its doors began opening and closing on their own. It didn't seem like a simple glitch. It felt like something darker had taken control. That night, the elevator didn't look like a way up. It looked like a trap. Under possession. Late at night, a woman heard strange whispers from her husband's side. He had his face covered and calmly said, "All good, go to sleep." But the next day, CCTV showed something terrifying. His skin was pale, lips dark, and eyes black, like something had taken over him. Now she's scared and doesn't know how to save him from whatever it was. Storeroom mystery. This kid hiding in the pantry was not alone. When his parents finally found him, after hours of disappearance, they were shocked to see him hiding strangely with someone whose only one hand was visible in the camera.
María José, te estoy hablando.
The hand that looked anything but human was trying to grab the boy, but as soon as it spotted the parents, it just disappeared and was never seen again. Mirror reflection. This girl was making a TikTok video, casually telling her viewers about a strange habit her cat had. Every time she sat in front of the mirror, her cat would become super aggressive for no reason. The video seemed ordinary until one sharp-eyed follower pointed out a dark, eerie shadow lurking just behind the girl. The TikToker responded quickly, assuring everyone that she had been completely alone while filming. But viewers now believe they may have found the real reason behind the cat's strange behavior. Unseen presence. Already spooked by the alarm that had gone off, the woman was forced out of her house after some unseen force yanked her shirt. It was so sudden and forceful that she fled outside and stayed there, too shaken to even think of going back in. Scary encounter.
Astagfirullahaladzim matanya. Ya Allah, Allahu Akbar, Allah.
While exploring an abandoned house, a man stepped into a room and stopped in pure fear as a terrifying witch was standing there. Her face was red with no clear features, and her long hair hung down. Trembling inside, he began reciting verses after which the witch just disappeared, leaving no trace of her existence.
Kemana dia? Kemana dia? Kemana dia?
Bed mystery. While filming a cute video with her cat, Jeanette had no idea something else was inside her apartment. An intruder was spotted outside her door, but that wasn't the only horror. On her bed, deep indentations appeared one after another, as if someone invisible had sat down. A dark speck briefly showed itself. Terrified, she grabbed her cat and hid in a corner. The police later caught the intruder, but what moved on that bed? That part remains unexplained and deeply disturbing. Giveaway chaos. In 2023, popular Twitch streamer Kai Cenat announced a PS5 giveaway in Union Square, New York City. The offer attracted thousands of eager fans, far more than expected. What started as a simple giveaway quickly spiraled into chaos. The crowd became so uncontrollable that the NYPD deployed over 1,000 officers to handle the situation. But their arrival only made things worse. Fans began rioting, throwing objects, climbing vehicles, and setting off fire extinguishers. 65 people were arrested, including 30 juveniles, and Kai himself was taken into custody. By May 2024, the court let him off with a $55,000 restitution fine and a public apology. Terrifying encounter. A man in London got a strange alert from his doorbell camera one night. When he checked the footage, it showed a shadowy figure peeking from the corner of his house before silently moving past a neighbor's car and disappearing into the street. His home, a Victorian terrace, sits directly across from an old cemetery, which made this sighting even more disturbing. Though the figure had human-like features, its quick, eerie movements were far from normal. He still doesn't know what it really was, only that it left him deeply unsettled. Kids' night spoiled. These kids were just playing games late at night, unaware that something disturbing was about to happen. Out of nowhere, a terrifying old woman appeared at the window, staring straight at them with a creepy smile. Her face looked strange, like someone possessed. Why she was watching them like that, no one knows. But her presence felt deeply wrong. Without wasting a second, the kids ran from the room. One thing's for sure, they're never staying up late like that again. New home. It all started when Julia's family moved into their new home, hoping for peace, but the nights were anything but quiet. Strange noises echoed through the halls, and alarms kept going off for no clear reason. To find out what was wrong, they set up cameras, and what they captured was terrifying. A faint, see-through figure appeared climbing the stairs, even though no one else was home. That moment made them wonder if something from the past was still holding on to the place and watching them. Unidentified figure. This eerie footage comes from Reddit, where home security cameras once again captured something unusual. In the video, a strange, small figure can be seen moving from one room to another. What makes it even more bizarre is the slight movement near the bottom, almost like it's walking. Some say it might be a camera glitch, but the figure's hazy, cloud-like shape looks far too defined for that. Could this be the spirit of a child, or something else entirely? Either way, it left viewers deeply unsettled. Scary hand. This baby was quietly drawing when something terrifying happened. From inside the nearby sofa, a creepy hand slowly came out something that looked like it belonged to a demon. In seconds, it grabbed the baby and tried to pull him inside. Thankfully, the parents saw it just in time and saved him. But when they checked, no one was there. Maybe the beginning of something dark. Dark web. A group of friends decided to explore the dark web. While scrolling through strange files, they came across a video that instantly caught their attention. A girl was sleeping peacefully in her room, but then things took a strange turn. A strange man, wearing a hood, quietly entered the room through the window. He didn't say a word. Instead, he slowly walked around, observing everything carefully, then went closer to the girl, staring at her for a few seconds without making a sound. Before leaving, he did something unexpected. He leaned close to the camera and showed half of his face with a creepy smile. And then the video cut to black. What happened to the girl after that? No one knows. Ronald McDonald. This boy was sitting next to the Ronald McDonald statue and taking pictures like any other visitor. Everything looked normal, but then something unexpected happened. The statue turned its head and looked at him. That tiny movement was more than enough to freak him out. He got up fast and ran away from there. That small moment gave him nightmares, and I don't think he'll ever go to McDonald's again. Gym mystery. One night, a security guard was sitting in the control room of a gym. He saw a trainer talking non-stop to someone, but on camera, no one else was there. The guard went to him and asked who he was talking to. The trainer said, "That man who lives in the apartment next door." The guard quietly said, "He passed away a week ago." He even showed him the CCTV clip. No one was around. The trainer started shaking and looked terrified. After that, working out in that gym might never feel the same again. The Balloon Boy. It looked like a real emergency. A huge silver balloon floated high above Colorado skies, and news said a 6-year-old boy was inside. Helicopters followed it, and the National Guard got involved. People on the ground were terrified it might crash with the boy in it. After drifting across 50 miles, the balloon finally landed, but it was empty. Hours later, the boy was found safe in his garage attic. He had hidden there, scared of getting in trouble. But the twist? It was all a hoax. The family had staged everything to get on TV. That balloon carried no boy, just a lot of lies. Scary encounter. These women were walking in the forest at night when they saw something that scared them. A pale woman dressed in white stood ahead, staring at them. Her face didn't look normal. It looked evil, like a witch from a scary story. She didn't say anything. She just walked slowly toward them. One woman held up a stick to protect themselves, and the other shouted at her. But the strange woman didn't stop. They both stepped back, afraid of what she might do. No one knows if it was real or fake, but whatever it was, it made that night unforgettable.
Apa yang kamu lakukan ke teman saya? Sampai tangannya itu berat.
Mysterious fan. This mother and child were resting at home when something strange happened. Their electric fan suddenly moved, as if someone invisible was trying to touch it, but no one else was there. It felt like the fan itself was possessed or controlled by some unseen presence. Without waiting to find out more, they rushed out, leaving the house and the mystery behind. Praying moment. This group was deeply focused on their prayer when something unexpected happened. A man holding a statue noticed it move suddenly in his hands, right in front of everyone. The group paused, shocked by what they saw. Some believed it was a miracle, a powerful sign from above. Others thought the man might have caused it. Either way, that peaceful prayer turned into a strange moment. Unidentified figure. This man went to a cemetery late at night, like he was searching for secrets. At first, everything was quiet, but while he was taking a break, something strange happened. A creepy being suddenly jumped on his back. It looked like a giant spider or something. He got terrified and quickly tried to get away. People who watched the video couldn't believe their eyes. Some say it was real, others think it was fake. But one thing is clear, no one would want to be in his place that night. Scary experience. At a funeral home in Brazil, a worker was calmly doing his routine work when something truly scary happened. While getting things ready, the body on the table suddenly moved a hand and touched him. The worker was terrified, then rushed out feeling like he was about to faint. Some say it was just muscle movement, something that can still happen for a short while. But in that quiet room, with no one else around, it felt like something beyond normal. He won't be forgetting that moment anytime soon. Song mystery. Joyce Chu became famous for her sweet voice and catchy songs, especially in 2015. But there's one thing about her famous song video that most people ignored. At exactly 1 minute and 42 seconds, a mysterious act of self-annihilation was caught in the video. The scene was filmed near the Red Theater in Taipei. Even though several people have tried to find out what exactly happened there, officials hid it pretty well and gave out no information. Ghost Hunter.
La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
As soon as this guy stepped inside his ancestral abandoned home, strange things began happening. The fan started swinging left and right, and doors creaked open and shut. He stood there, trying to stay calm, while quietly observing it all. But when the door movements became more aggressive, he knew it was no longer safe to stay. Without wasting another second, he ran out of the house. Whatever was in there had clearly made its presence known. Something behind. Posted to TikTok, Da and her friends were simply posing for fun pictures until someone unexpectedly appeared. In the last shot, a girl can be seen peeking through a crack in the door. She wasn't there in the earlier frames. Then, in another photo, she's back again, this time peeking from a different corner. No one in the group recognized her. Pale skin, long black hair, and an empty stare. Her look alone was enough to terrify the moment. It didn't feel like someone sneaking in. It felt like something that shouldn't be there at all. Room chaos.
I asked you to take these demons away from my house.
This man was quietly performing his daily prayers when things around him started acting strange. Books from the nearby side table fell on their own. And then, that heavy table shifted across the floor without anyone touching it. Within moments, the room's door slammed shut with force. Despite everything, he kept praying, refusing to stop. Maybe that's what saved him, because whatever was inside clearly wasn't happy. Trapped by unseen. Inside a quiet hotel restaurant in Malaysia, a woman was calmly sitting. A chair pushed itself hard against her, and before she could react, a heavy table slid fast and blocked her way out. The nightmare didn't over there. More chairs flew across the room like they were being thrown by invisible hands. When it all stopped, she fell to the floor, completely shaken, with a room full of furniture that clearly didn't move on its own. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This man was sleeping peacefully when things suddenly changed. He woke up in fear, feeling like someone or something was right there with him. Before he could move, his legs slowly lifted into the air, as if an unseen force was trying to pull him away. He struggled hard, but managed to break free from whatever was happening. No one else saw what went on, but the fear on his face said it all. That night turned into something he will never be able to forget.